Wendy and I are pleased to be a part.
Drury University has a new president. The athletic department has a new sports program.
Good morning, Springfield.
And KDRU is now officially broadcasting off campus. Hello, I'm Caitlin Schumacher, and welcome back to DUTV.
DUTV is produced by Drury University students in the Department of Communication from the Carol Lambert Studios. And now, Caitlin Schumacher.
Fall 2016 is not just another semester here at Drury. For one, we're starting the year with a new president. Dr. Tim Cloyd took over the reins as Drury's 18th president July 1st. Dr. Cloyd is not new to this position. From 2001 to 2013, he was president of Hendrix College in Conway, Arkansas. Our new president earned his PhD in political science at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. Dr. Cloyd and his wife Wendy have 3 sons, 2 in college and 1 in high school. Dr. Cloyd is not the only new face on campus. In case you haven't heard, Drury has its first ever wrestling program. So let's meet the coach.
My goals for this year, as a coach, I want to be consistent with my team and the message that I give to them on a day-to-day basis. Sure that I can facilitate the best environment for them to learn and to get better at wrestling, but also to be better students and better people all the way around.
James Reynolds began his coaching career in Maryville, Missouri, where he learned many of the techniques that he is applying to this year's team. Drury is currently the only university in Springfield that offers a wrestling program.
Don't expect something to just magically appear, just to happen. It takes a long time for things to develop. But during that time, we have to be doing the right things to develop that team and develop that powerhouse.
The wrestling team has a total of 25 freshmen on this year's roster.
We've got some guys that are some real characters, and they're really fun guys to watch, it's going to be a great experience. And I know wrestling's very new to the university, and it's new to this area. Or college wrestling is new to the area. It hasn't been here for over 22 years now, so I know a lot of people are extremely excited, and we're extremely excited to bring it back.
The inaugural season will begin with an inter-squad duel at home on November 2nd at 7 p.m. The new wrestlers are just a small fraction of the many new faces of new students on campus this year. Enrollment numbers show at least 500 new students on campus this fall. This is the largest freshman class in over 5 years at Drury. Total day school enrollment is 1,372 students. The largest incoming class ever was in 2010 with 538 new students. Community service is a huge part of the student experience here at Drury. That's why the Community Outreach and Leadership Office hosts Soak Up Springfield in the fall. This is where students get to meet area nonprofits one-on-one and learn about volunteer opportunities, potential jobs, and internships. Over 50 nonprofits took part in this year's Soak Up Springfield. Also on campus, there were 2 of America's most accomplished journalists. Carl Bernstein and PJ O'Rourke presented A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the White House at Clara Thompson Hall. The 2 men shared their insights on this year's election process. Carl Bernstein was best known as co-author of the Watergate stories that eventually forced President Richard Nixon to resign. He had this advice for student journalists.
Be a good listener. Listen to people and let them talk. And then don't try to interrupt them too much.
Well, it took a while, but it's finally official. Drury student radio station KDRU is now broadcasting off campus.
This is Clayton, and you're listening to KDRU LP 98.1, Springfield, Missouri.
The FCC license is approved, and KDRU can now be heard by thousands of radio listeners. Recently, the equipment on the tower was raised from 50 to 100 feet, and the emergency response system was installed. Station managers say you can expect to hear a unique sound when you dial in 98.1 on the FM dial.
It's going to have music that you don't really hear right now in current Springfield airwaves. It's going to have voices that you don't know, and a lot of just different ideas floating around that people I think are going to latch on to.
KDRU's coverage area goes from Sunshine to Kearney and from Kansas Expressway to Glenstone Avenue. And finally, we'll end with a piece from one of our video production classes. It's produced by junior Kelsey Olson, who was allowed to pick any subject she wanted for this assignment. Her choice? Dad's love for fixing cars.
I always loved cars. I also like fixing cars because it's nice to have a problem that you can solve and fix.
In his own words, Norm Olson has never tired of playing in the dirt which makes sense because he's been a mechanic for nearly 3 decades.
We're only a month away from 20 years of owning this shop.
Aside from working on cars for other people, Norm has a little project he's been fixing on the side.
My old car, which is a 68 Cougar, which is kind of a midlife crisis.
Now he has something that he can work on just for him that makes him happy.
And boy, has he worked on it.
That's up.
When Norm found his classic Cougar, it had been sitting without an engine since 1989.
And it was 2 years of Saturdays, basically, to make it a driving car.
Goes really, really fast. And I like it.
There's almost no part on that car that I can point to that I didn't fix.
According to Norm, one of the most interesting features of the Cougar is the sequential turning signal.
I had to find parts from 2 other cars and basically put them all together to actually have a working unit for that. When you take something that isn't working right and make it work right, that answers to something in me.
Norm also has a 9-month-old Labradoodle at home that reminds him how important it is to take a break from work.
Calls her Looney Tunes all the time.
She's come to realize that when I come home, it's time to go out and throw the ball.
Being physically healthy is important for Norm in his spare time as well. Even though it has been difficult making time for all of the things Norm enjoys doing, he has no regrets with where he's at in life right now.
If you're not doing something you like, then how much of your time have you wasted?
Kelsey Olson, DUTV.
Dad's Hot Rod, produced by Kelsey Olson. Kelsey is from Hartville, Missouri, double majoring in advertising, public relations, and writing. Well, that's it for this edition of DUTV. I'm Caitlin Schumacher. Thanks for joining us.